Why does it keep doing that? All right, fine. I don't know what it is about this one here that keeps duplicating it. It keeps bouncing for no good reason. All right, if we go here, it will be fine. But then it won't pick up the game. And then... Oh, because we got to put it to full screen, but... What is it about that, hey? It's doing it again? Yeah. Every time I go to the setting that has my camera in the right corner, it bumps it back to the starting soon screen, Flints. It worked just fine yesterday. Because we started here first, and then... I wonder if it's just doing that because it's not registering the game. Settings. Full screen. There, that's caught the game. Nope, now my camera's hidden. Still got the game. Ah! Nope, that's not the one I wanted. Because if I put it on this one, then my camera's covering up like my energy bar and stuff. But hi, Flint. I hope you're doing well. There's always some kind of technical difficulty, right? Otherwise, things would be boring. The annoying thing is that it won't go... Yeah. Link scene. Yeah, the annoying thing is that it worked just fine yesterday. I mean, I can do this and I can move the camera and whatever, but this one is a way better setup for it. I can't even duplicate it because it moves away from the screen so quickly. It's always done this. I don't know why it worked fine. Maybe it's got, you know what? It's because, I'll bet you if I close the, I think it's because I'm trying to do the vertical. Problem is it worked fine until I went live. Once I went live, screwed up. Before that, just fine. I think it's because I've got the vertical screen on there now. So because that's active, because I've got it set up so that when I change screens on the horizontal view, it changes the scene on the vertical view as well. But yes, otherwise you'd be bored, right, Flins? Oi. But yeah, because I'm streaming on the horizontal, or the vertical rather, it's set up to switch scenes. But for some reason, whenever I use, like it bumps up to that next one. Like I can go to any of my other scenes. I mean, this would be better than the other thing, right? Because at least it works, even though the screen for the game is smaller. But like this is my camera feed from my phone, which I don't have active. the Be Right Back screen and all that stuff. But and this one is fine that I usually use for World of Warcraft, or for the Long Dark, I suppose. And then this one that I have with the camera in a different position just automatically bumps up, and it's always done that. If I stop the stream and I duplicate that one, like duplicate this one, so that I have this two that are identical, the one below it will work just fine, and the one above it always bumps up again. Or working, yeah. Bored or working, or both. Can't even see me saluting with the water bottle. Alright, well I guess we're going to go with this today then. Because that's really my only option. Which is technically what I had designed. Like, this is the scene I would use to, like, watch a YouTube video together or something. But yeah. I don't know. It must have something to do with the vertical layout. Because I didn't have... Because yesterday I was doing the home renovation stream with the painting and everything. And so I disabled the vertical screen because I don't have a good setup for it with the video and audio feeds from my phone camera. Because that's how I stream from a different room. I have to set the phone camera up to connect through Video Ninja back into the, like, as an input for my streaming software, but that doesn't hook up to the vertical view properly. But so I finally turned that back on. But every other, there must be something set slightly wrong. Or some kind of a glitch in the actual game that I haven't been able to figure out yet either. Like, not the game, the software that I haven't figured out either. So that I don't know. Every time I've tried to fix it, I have come up empty. So I guess we're just gonna go with this. Oh yeah, something's triggering the auto transition because I have it set so that when I change from the ending screen or the Be Right Back screen or the starting soon screen to, like, the main streaming window or setup that I use for World of Warcraft for the Long Dark, those all are set so that when I change it in the horizontal view, because the horizontal view goes out to Twitch and YouTube, but then there's a separate vertical feed that goes out just to YouTube for, like, phone screens. And when so that when I switch scenes in the horizontal view, it also switches scenes on the vertical view, right? So that way I don't have to do both of them manually while I'm streaming. I change one and it automatically changes the other one. And I've tried to delete it entirely and rebuild it from the ground up, and it doesn't matter because it's the second one down on my list of scenes. Like, even if I move them all over the place. Well, I shouldn't say that, because I haven't tried... Like, I can drag this one up here. But yeah, see, it doesn't matter where it is in the order. Starting soon should come... Oh, back here. Watch together. There. Yeah, something is definitely wrong with the setting there. I just don't know what it is. The funny thing is that if I go to this screen... which doesn't capture the game for whatever reason. But if I go to this screen... Oh, there it goes. But yeah, then I'm covering up the energy thing over here, and I'm covering up the cards in my hands. In the game. But if I delete the one above it, and then I duplicate this one, so I have two of them, and then remove the camera where I want it and whatever else, and then delete the previous one, it still does the shift, the scene shift. So we're going to stick with this screen, because at least then you can see me. I can see chat. Don't delete the previous one. Well, and I did that once. Like, I guess, yeah, okay. So we can delete or duplicate this one. There we go. We'll call that. Oh, yeah, now my... So here goes the, all right, webcam. Oh, unlock the webcam, so now we can There we go. Then we gotta unlock that as well. Nope. No! No! What are we doing here? Alright. You and you. Come with me and move over here. That's really what I want. Why is the game capture shrunk? That I don't understand either. Okay, there. Lock that. Lock these two. And then this we need to unlock. Move it over here. Which you can't even see. Come on. Okay, there. We'll lock that up again. Lock the game capture up again. And I think there, Twitch chat. Should also just go under here for now. There. Yeah, that's still kind of small. That's right. We'll just do it live. It gets the job done. Yeah, this will work for now. And then I need to lock the chat again so I don't accidentally move stuff. Okay. That to that. Why, when I switch to them, does this, the text for the, like the, don't switch any, I guess the question is this still working for the vertical format? I mean, sort of. It hasn't changed anything for the vertical format. I guess the question is, if I change to be right back, does it change? It does. And then if we change back, it does not. That's the downside. We need to go to here, so that changes, and then back to this. Because then the... Yeah, all right. Again, it's not ideal, but it's slightly better. It's slightly better than being totally messed up. But at least I can see that it's in fact working. Okay. So yeah, there's a game and I'm playing it. Why is the music quit? Maybe it's just because the game is paused. Anyway, yeah, it's definitely better than it was. At least somewhat almost functional, right? Well, I think it's just because of where I am in this game. So have you seen me play any of this game, Flins, or anyone else play this game? Graphic put me onto it. Yeah, so it's a roguelite type game. The closest thing I could compare it to is Slay the Spire. Which, if you haven't seen Slay the Spire, I can't help you. But it's basically a dungeon, and you go room to room forward. It's got this really cool art style that I like, where the entire game is just made out of, like, this is where I fought enemies before I ended last stream yesterday, and just all these 2D layers that they've layered on top of each other and so then you go into the camp. So the only difference between this, or the main difference between this and Slay the Spire, best $8 on, yeah. So the battle thing is similar to Slay the Spire, except it's from a first-person perspective instead of like the side-scroller thing. But so if I unlock this door, then I go in to fight the boss. But whereas Slay the Spire has like a camp where you basically choose to sleep or to heal or to forge, or sorry, sleeping does heal. This has a whole bunch of different stuff. I can cook in this cooking pot. I can light a fire. Like, if I rest here right now, I'm actually going to take 10 damage. Because there's this, and we don't know what it is, and there's just take 5 damage if you rest. And so, but if I use a fire, if I use my lighter and light the fire, then the fire gives you +5 warmth, and so it pushes back the gloom. So then you would only take 5 damage. Whatever this thing here is gonna run away if I rest. So if I want to get, so I can gain more cards and gain, like if I use my shovel and dig, I can gain I can gain a choice of 3 cards. So combat is one aspect of the game, but also going into the rested state here, like you can build different things sort of on these platforms, and you can use them to upgrade your attack cards, and then you get different cards for in your hand here. So you can feed. Like sometimes there'll be a rat that will show up, and you can feed the rat, and if you feed the rat, it gives you another card you can play, or you can use this to heal. But if I have other food right here, like if I eat while I'm in the camp here, then it actually gives me +2 to my maximum health. So I can actually increase my max health by doing things in camp here. So this is the first time I've ever played. Okay, today is not the first time I've ever played a game like this, but this is the first game in this style that I have ever played. And there's a lot of depth to it. I mean, like any roguelite type game like this and any deck builder, some of it is just going to depend on what you draw. But again, there's synergies you can. I've watched a few different people play Slay the Spire here. And Slay the Spire, in some ways, is a little more simple, and in other ways is more complex. So this game is supposed to come out in early access in the fall here. Like maybe as early as September. It's supposed to be Q3 anyway, so... but yeah, so you can get a... So bad at Slay the Spire, but you have fun. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I've got 3 energy, so do I want to light the fire, or do I want to cook? Because you can use the pot to make different foods that will give you benefits while you're in combat. I can try to... Like, this is a boulder. And if you break it several... Like, you have to attack it several times to break it. But there'll be a good item inside. And like, do I want to take 10 damage when I rest? Like, that's going to be 40 out of my 43 health. But if I eat, I'll recover some health, and then when I eat, it'll give me bonus max. And when you increase your max HP, it increases your, like, you get, like, I don't just go to 40 out of 45 instead of 43. It'll go from 40 to 40, it'll go up to 42 out of 45. And I can force, like, the backpack is a bonus card you pick up that gives you, that you can draw more cards. I think what I'm going to do... so I can break this thing. It looks flammable, so you could ignite it. So there's basically, I think, 5 keywords, maybe 6 when you're in the camp here. There's reveal, which you can use something to reveal whatever this thing is that's causing gloom. Then it removes this gloom possibly from the fight, or it might reveal something that might attack me, which will still do damage. So that's a bit of a coin flip. You can break, so you can try and break this stone, you can try and break this mushroom guy, or you can break the lock. Or you can fix. There's some things you can build that you can fix, and if you repair them, then you can get an upgrade to your card, to some of your attack cards. And this is a passive ability that I picked up. So I think, because this doesn't cost me anything, so I think I am going to eat for one. Well, I don't know. We can wait. Okay, I'm gonna light the fire to reduce the damage we'll take. But again, this is all done in overlapping 2D panels, so it's very, I don't know, and it mixes well with the card aesthetic. So I really do like how that plays out. So, and you can always bash, which deals damage to you, but if you really just have to escape, like, because these things will stack, and if we rest, there'll be more of them. like after we rest, there'll probably be 15 or 20 total damage, and the fire will only counteract 5. You can light the torch over here, but it only counteracts 3. So I think I'm going to use the shovel here to dig, and then I think I'm going to use the tool to break whatever this is. Because I'm willing to... I have enough healing items in combat that I'm not super concerned about losing a little bit of health. But the more time you can spend in the camps doing stuff, the more you can buff your combat cards. So yeah, when you dig in the thing here, I get three choices here. So these are all the attack cards are like grayish purple, and all the camp cards are green. So these are all attack cards. So I can spend 1 energy to add 2 damage to an attack card. And then, exhaust, so you don't get to use it until the next encounter. This one, some of them have limited number of uses, and some cards you can actually evolve. If you use them several times in combat, they will upgrade into a better version of it. So there's one in particular that starts out costing all 3 energy, but after you use it, it upgrades to one that uses 2 energy, and then one that uses 1 energy, and eventually it upgrades to a 0 cost card, which is pretty powerful. So it's worth spending the energy and the extra turns early on to get it upgraded. Whereas this one has 9 uses, and then it becomes... And then I'm not sure if it breaks or what happens, but it lets you deal 4 damage, but then it makes a thing that gives you an absorb shield temporarily. Or there's this one costs 2 energy, but it deals 4 damage 2 times, and then gives you a stack of absorb. I've never taken this card before. I already have one of these in this deck. You can look at your deck quickly by... there's the combat deck. So in Slay the Spire, the only real ways to heal are potions or resting at the camp, right? So health is... preserving your health is very important. Whereas in this game, your health is going to go up and down a lot, because you can use this ability that deals damage, and if you can kill an enemy with this card... It makes a food item it's consumed when you use it, but you get it right away in your hand, so you can use it instantly if you want to heal up. This is the 1 energy version of the evolution card I was talking about. Or you can use hot sauce, which applies hot sauce to all of the enemies that you're currently facing. And when you kill them, then they drop healing items. Do I have a spicy toasty here? Yeah, so the spicy toasty heals you for 3 and deals 3 damage to everything on the board. And this is, if you use the cooking pot, this is like the best item you can get out of the cooking pot, because it will give bonus healing to your healing items. So right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 spicy toasties. This gourmet toasty that when you eat it gives you health back and gives you bonus energy. And this, if you have a bunch of these in your hand, you can use this, which then buffs the healing on all these items. Or there's the scavenger blade here. Every time you eat with this card in your hand, this card gains permanent damage. So when I first got this card, it was deal 5 damage. But if you have food in your hand and you eat while this card is in your hand, then this card stacks damage and gains more as you go. Or this one that deals 12 damage and makes those gourmet toasties if you kill something with it. So there's lots of interactions to consider when you're choosing a card. I don't know if I have it or not in my deck. I think I do. Oh yeah, the Vicarious Mace. So when any other card in your hand gains damage, this gains damage. And it has Linger. So once you draw it, it sits in your hand every turn until you play it. But if I have this mace in my hand, and I draw the Fertile Growth card that allows me to put +4 damage on a card, I can actually put +4 damage on this mace, and because this mace gained damage, it will actually gain 2 more damage. So that alone makes Minor Growth here somewhat appealing, especially because it also gives you some card draw, which is nice. I haven't really played much with the Absorb mechanic, and I'm trying to branch out. This is just the demo. So I'm trying to branch out and try more things, but at the same time, somewhere along the line, you have to realize what your deck is good at and stick with it. And I think we are at the point where blocking things is not super important, just because I know I have cards that generate healing items. And so avoiding damage isn't as important to me right now as healing myself. And you can go for the opposite build, where avoiding damage, like you're not going to have very many healing items, but you can reduce the incoming damage substantially, so it matters less. But I'm going to take the Minor Growth, just because I know I have more synergy with it right now, and card draw is always useful. And then I think I am going to see what this guy has when I break him there. I don't know what that did. It used up the card. I don't know. So yeah, now if I choose to heal, then it will buff my overall health, with that, which I think I'm going to choose to do. Now, I could use the backpack. Like if I just end my turn and rest, then all of these cards will go away. But I think I'm going to use this to draw cards and see if I can get any more. What do you call them? Any more healing items? Because then I can increase my maximum HP even more. And of course, I don't get them. But it's worth a try. So, or at least sometimes it's worth a try. Especially if I had energy left, it would have been worth a try. But so we took 5 damage there. And we're going to draw a bunch of cards again. So yeah, so it shows you here at the bottom. You can ignite it or you can break it. So again, I have 3 energy, so I can use the shovel to break this. I can use the tool to break the lock so I can leave, and I can use the lighter to reveal this. But I can also use the lighter to ignite whatever this is, and that might give me a healing item, because a lot of the food in this game is mushroom based, just because you're in a cave, right? So I'm going to try that first before anything else. There we go. See, we got a roasted snack. So I can feed a rat or something if there was one here. Or, oh, this gives me max +2 to my maximum HP. Well, I don't know if that counts as eating or not, but we're going to find out. Oh, or I can use the food to jumpstart the kettle, like the cooking pot. But I'm not going to do that right now. I want to see if the roasted snack will trigger the scrap armor here. I don't think it will, but there's a few interactions that I wouldn't have thought work in this game that actually do, and it costs me no mana. Plus, it's gonna. The question is, does my max HP go up by 2 or by 4? It went up by 4. See, I wouldn't have thought that works, but apparently it does. So I've got 2 energy left. Yeah, let's break this. Oh. Oh, no, we can only reveal that. Oh, this is another one of those limited use items. Oh, hello, Graphic. Good day. We're in the first camp still. I've been explaining the game to Flynn's here. So, yeah, I'm torn between whether I want to reveal this or just get on out of here. All right. Let's reveal it and just see what we got here. Oh, a warm plus 3 maximum HP. If you ignite, it doubles up. So, yes, same run from yesterday. The only thing I've really done that you've missed is I picked up a minor growth thing to add plus 2 damage to a weapon. But yeah, we'll take this because it doesn't cost me anything. It's temporary, so whenever it leaves my hand, it disappears for good. But I can use this, which should increase my max HP by 3, but it should also trigger the scrap armor here. So my max HP should actually go up by 5. We're going to test that. So I should go up to 54. No, only 52. Boo. Okay. Well, you know, like I was saying, sometimes... oh, that wasn't very smart. It won't show up. There's nothing in my hand, hey? Yeah, it doesn't even show it in the discard. If I had... Yes, I forgot that you could ignite the cauldron. I keep thinking you can only use it by putting food, like by feeding it. So yes, I could have done that to increase the thing. You are correct. I had just sort of written off the... or I could have ignited the thing, I suppose. See, I'm still learning about these games and how to make good decisions. Yeah, I guess technically we can ignite that here, and then there's actually not really so much rush to leave, right? I can break the lock still, but then I only take 2 damage, so I can rest here again, and there's a chance something useful will happen. There's a chance. Oh yeah, now there's bats. Whew. We don't have enough things left to break all of this. So we can reveal it, we can ignite the bats, or we can break them. Let's try igniting them and see what it does. Because I don't think I've done that before. Oh, it just reveals them. There's more to be discovered. Small break from work? Yeah. Well, I appreciate it, Flint. Hopefully we'll be at least somewhat entertaining while you're working on things. Good to see you, as always. Yeah, I do hope to be doing this just a little bit more than I was. It looks like it's provided some warmth for some reason by igniting the bats. There's more to be discovered, so we can use the... I've never really done anything with the bats. I always usually leave by the time they show up. So I think I'm going to try the flashlight. Oh, I can't. There's more to be discovered here. Well, what do I do? Break them? Or ignite them? I've got nothing left to ignite them, so I guess all we can really do is break them, right? What did that do for us? Nothing. Sometimes this game confuses me. Well, we've got the energy to spend, so let's just... But how many more times can we hit it to... I think you've got to hit it 3 or maybe even 4 times to break the stone. We'll have to try it again. One of these days I'll learn what I'm doing. But let's go fight a boss. Alright, spicy toasty. Plus 3 healing. So now... Oh, see, here, Flint, Graphic, here's where the soup would be really good. Because the endless soup heals you for 3. But if I play this now, it's actually going to go to heal for 6. I think. So let's test that out. And it should also make the toasty heal for 3 as well, I think. Or for 3 more. +3 healing on all cards, so it should. I mean, it won't add healing to the stab, or at least it shouldn't from what we learned before. Alright. Holy Soup. Yeah, so this goes up to +6, and this also goes up to +6. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's where it comes to be worth, right? Because now, we not only do we heal for 6, but we'll draw another food. So let's try that. We got 2 spicy toasties, so now we can actually kill all of these guys in one go. Let's just use this one, because we only want to heal, we only need to heal for 3. Well, I guess it would take 1 more damage there. So I could play this, but I think it's more worth it to keep these guys in action so we can do something next time. So I'm just going to attack this guy with the card I would happily get rid of if I could. So yeah, now that soup heals for 6, and if we get it again, it'll be able to heal for 9, right? If we can make that happen another time. Again, I could cast this, but I'm just going to... Our health isn't very low anyway, so this would be a waste for healing. We're only going to take 3 damage anyway, which is not bad. Here we go. So now we can use the fruiting limb. Oh, we got both of these. Oh my goodness. So I have to choose here. I think the play is fertile growth on fruiting limb. That'll put the fruiting limb up to 12 and this up to 16. We don't need the card draw right now because we don't have enough energy as it is. But yeah, the more damage fruiting limb can do, the better, right? Well, that's true. That's true. I guess we could just not play the Vicarious Mace because it stays in our hand, right? Minor growth first. Yeah, because you never know what card you're going to get. This is very true. But yeah, if we play them both on here, then this will gain 4 total damage as it is. I was just thinking we would attack with both of these, but it is worth waiting to get more of the synergies going. So minor growth. We got hot sauce. That's probably worth playing right now, hey? We're never going to get more enemies on the screen than we have right now. Okay, then fertile growth on the limb here. There we go. So now we're up to 18 damage and 14 damage. And then I suppose we want to kill one of the guys that's attacking. And that should boost our max health to 56. Yes, yeah, exactly. And any more damage we can stack onto it, like to other cards while we're about this. Yeah, unless you need to execute an enemy for some reason, yeah, it's worth hanging on to those linger cards for sure. All right, goodbye to you. And again, I could play this, but it's going to clear the board and not give us as many opportunities to execute. So if my health was really low, like we're going to take 6 and 3 is 9 damage. So that's going to put us down to 42. Not terrible. So I will wait. And try to farm more... Ow. Ow. Alright, so yeah, we got minor growth again here. Right, so I'm going to put minor growth on the scavenger. And that'll draw me a card. Right, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, he will eventually call for reinforcements. That's true. So at some point you do need to how... Yeah. Yeah, so there's a balance between preserving your health by taking out the ones that are going to attack versus clearing the board so they summon more enemies so we can repeat the what am I trying to say? So we can repeat the cycle of growing stuff. But plus 2 damage on scavenger. We got Roast. Deal 3 damage. If fatal, make a toasty. Kind of hard not to use that. Of course, the only one it's going to kill is this one. Because the others have 5 health altogether. But we could play one of these. Yeah, we should play one of these first, because that'll boost the scavenger damage. And it'll take out this guy. And it'll lower these guys to within execute range for this. There we go. And it triggers Scavenger and Vicarious. Yeah. So I guess... So if I deal 3 damage, then I make the toasty, right? Because if I use the spicy toasty, then I will kill the remaining 2. So I think we want to do this to make the regular toasty. Then we can eat the regular toasty, and then use this to double up on the damage buffing again. Yeah. Okay, eat the regular toasty. Yeah. And then I think I'm going to use this for the same reason. We got enough of them here too, right? I mean, we could just keep... We could just use several of these now just to keep buffing the damage. I suppose I've got some room for some healing too. I won't get any farther ahead if I do this. So I'm just going to hold off here, I guess. And I guess we'll attack so we're not wasting energy. Because this guy doesn't linger, so... Alright. End of the turn. Ow. Yeah, see, now he's going to summon some friends. Oh, I want that. Yeah, the only downside is that I can't keep any of these cards in my hand. And I'm not going to be able to kill him, but... Well, could I kill him? 12 and 30 is 42. But I'll still be short 11 damage. And I can't do enough. Well, technically that's enough, but I would need 5 energy, not just 4. Alright, well... Yeah, I wish I could get rid of the stab, hey? Alright, well... Alright, I'll flambe. It's not going to gain me anything, but I'm going to lose it out of my hand anyway, so... And it's not worth the wasting the gourmet toasty in order to get the stab. Stab is pretty sad. There we go, now he's got friends. Ah, here we go. How did we get our lame stab back again? That sucks. Deal 3 damage. So we can play this on this guy. And then we can roast him, which will actually be fatal. And then we can stab somebody. This guy, I suppose, to put him to sleep. And then we'll be able to evolve this. Because if we evolve and kill him, then we'll get the card back. There we go. Evolve now. So who do we put this on? I think probably we should put it on this guy. Oh, But if we put it on that guy and stab him, then he'll actually die. And we'll get the parasite back again. And we can put it on one of the other guys. I suppose we can also just heal. Yeah, okay, you go on there. You go there. We get the parasite back. Let's put it on this guy. Because I think the order of operations... Right, yes, before I heal, you're not... Well, yeah, you're not wrong. Well, yes, you're not wrong. I should have waited to heal until after we had done that other 2 attacks. You are not wrong. Because then we would have gotten the parasite back anyway. We could have put the parasite on this guy, and then... and then it would have done damage to them as well. So the question is, after shield, do they attack, or... Like, it should be sleep, then heal, then attack. So this guy should be attacking next turn, I think. So we'll want to get him out of there sooner. But you're right, if I'd played the healing now, then it would have done the 4 damage to him. Ow, ow, ow. Aha, see, here we go. We can buff the endless soup again. Amazing. Except that didn't work. What? Why didn't that work? +3 healing on all cards. That should have worked. Oh, it did. It went up to 9. It was 6 before. Good grief. Okay. Yeah. Yep. I don't know how I miscounted there, but I did. Okay. And then we can... It doesn't matter what we do. If we attack whoever we attack, even if we heal 9 with this, which I suppose maybe we should, then that will kill this guy outright. We'll get the thing back. We can put it on here. Then we can stab it and kill it. Yeah. Then you go on here. Then we stab you and you're gone. Then I get it back again, put you on the boss. Oh, and we can outright kill him now. Yeah, that's just... I mean, we could hang around here all day fighting this boss over and over again, but... Yeah, that would actually be quite helpful, wouldn't it, Graphic? To be able to just look and see... oh, I played that card. Did it trigger, or how? Or even just so you could see the order of operations, right? Like for the execute card, or for the if fatal cards, you know, like to be able to look and see, oh, I played if fatal, it killed that thing, even though it was technically the parasite damage that killed it, because I played the card. Yeah, or even just like when I was through the first time and there's the lightning bolt icon underneath the enemies, so that when they take damage, they damage you in return. So that you'd be able to go back and look and say, oh, that's what that effect did. Unlock or reveal and gain energy, draw a card. But it's only got 3 uses. I have never actually taken this one. Possibility Crystal is super strong because it does everything. What is it? Reveal, unlock, fix, feed, break, dig, or... There's 7 camp conditions. I always forget about feed. Or the friendly ember. I do like that warm feeling there. Yeah, it would aid in your understanding of what happens in the game. I do like the warm feeling. Yeah, because then if you ignite again, you can actually boost your health even higher. That's probably pretty strong. I don't have, the only thing I think I have that will fix is the tools right now, right? So it would not be bad to have something else that would let me fix. Because we've got this for reveal and ignite. We've got this for reveal. And break or dig or break or fix. So we've only got one dig, we've only got one fix. We've only got one ignite. But while this gives you, this would give me one of everything. So warm feeling is good to boost our max HP. But if we don't have the lighter in our hand to ignite again, that's not going to stack all that hard. This is just so good. I'm a big possibility crystal fan. Yeah, and the other thing, Graphic, is with having a log like that, like, the game has to process all this information anyway, and it has to do it all in order. So, while I'm not a programmer, and certainly not a game designer either, you would think that if the game is parsing all this information, it shouldn't be all that much more complicated to actually make, like, even if it's just hidden, like the map button, like, even if there's just, like, a damage log, or a spell effect log that would just show you the order of operations of what's happening. Then when you get a new thing, you wouldn't have to... Right, like with the health thing, like to go from 6 to 9 health. To see that and to recognize it are not, like, you're gonna... Like, you might play the card and I just misremembered what the number was at. And so it seemed to me like it didn't work. So it looked like, in my head, a bug or worse, my misunderstanding of things. Yeah, that's true, right? Laying it out in a way... laying it out in a way that... I would actually find that more useful for the camp effects than for the combat. But that would be even harder to explain, too, right? Like, because you feed the rat gives you the whatever the card is that the rat gives you when you feed it, right? But also, like, just understanding, like, because when I had the bats up a few minutes ago, right? I used reveal to show me what the bats look like. So then they're not causing gloom, they're actually causing warmth. But there's a thing there that said it looks like you can do more with this. So I couldn't ignite it again, but I could bash it. So I bashed it, and they just went away. And then I lost the warmth that the bats were generating. Don't ask me why the bats generate warmth, but oh, look at that, a package. Thank you. Yeah, that because that's the... And I mean, I get it. There's some advantage to having some mystery involved in the camp. But I've done this enough now that I'm getting to the point where it's approaching frustrating to not always be sure what the... And I don't object to the mystery. I object to not understanding what happened after the fact. that was my oldest, who's just heading out for work. He must have opened the front door, and there was the parcel. They must have come while I was upstairs before us, because I didn't hear the doorbell. Or maybe they didn't ring the doorbell. Maybe they just knocked. Anyway. But yes, that would be the most useful aspect of it to me, is to understand what happened after. Like, when I choose to do something, and either it doesn't seem to me like anything happened, or something opposite to what I expected to happen occurred, at least then I could see what the logic was. Like, looks like there's something more you can do here. Well, I already revealed the bats, so can I... So then I smashed the bats with a shovel, so obviously they went away. But, like, if it's telling me there's something more to do, what more is there to do? Like, can I ignite the bats to cook them? Like, that doesn't make sense either. where it was way less variety beforehand. Yeah, exactly, right? How many times have I run into the bat? Well, I've run into the bat. This is only the second, maybe the third time I've run into the bats. And at least the one of the other two times, I just left because there was too much health, or I didn't have a card that could interact with them, or I didn't have any more energy, and so I left the room. And so then the mystery remains. Oh, there's bats. Okay, but now what? And that's another problem too, because, and maybe it's just my not understanding how to do it, but with the possibility crystal, right? With the bats, you could reveal the bats, you could break the bats, or I think maybe you could ignite the bats. But if I've got the possibility crystal, it can do all three. So which one takes precedence? Or is there a way for me to force one of those outcomes over and above the others? So I'm going to take the possibility crystal and just see if I can figure that out maybe this time around. Also, I just like it. It's a good card, I feel. Alright, so yeah, the doll here. So we can break the doll or we can burn the doll. You don't think you can choose? Right. So with the mushrooms here, you can break them or you can cook them. Okay, that's fair, because those two don't, like, other than the possibility crystal, those don't appear on more than one card. Right? But yeah, it seems to me, like you, 15 damage. So if we're going to ignite anything, we got to ignite the fire, and then we don't have anything to dig. So, well, I guess we can dig with that if we want to. But I need to clear, if I don't want to take any damage, I need to clear with the fire. I need to ignite the fire, and then I need to break that and break this. But I only have one, I mean, I can bash, but that's kind of a wash, right? If we ignite this, I get an item I can consume. I know that. But I don't remember the doll. I feel like I remember breaking the doll and it gave me like a key item or something, but I don't know what happens if you ignite the doll. So I'm gonna all right. We're doing well enough with healing in combat that I'm not too worried about taking some damage in the camp here. So I am going to use the lighter to ignite. Oh, the mushrooms are covering the pot too, so I can't use the pot unless I get rid of the mushrooms here. Okay. Okay, I'm going to use the lighter on the doll so I can figure out what igniting the doll does. Because if I use this, I don't know what effect is necessarily going to happen. I can use it to get rid of the mushrooms after if I want. Or to light the fire if I decide that's the route I want to go. Let's light the doll on fire. She doesn't look like she wants that, but a finger. Great. I'm pretty sure that's what you get if you bash the doll too. So technically, if we get rid of the thing here, we can use that to trigger the cooking pot, which I think maybe I want to do. Oh, and you draw a card. Right, so that would let me have a chance at getting the card to use the leftovers to extra buff my healing. So let's just break it. Oh, we still get the foraged snack. So whether you break or cook, you get the same snack from those mushrooms. Right. So now we can heal, or we can feed something. Feed or reveal. Is there anything to reveal? Okay, I think if we feed the tadpole several times, it will turn into a frog, and we can use the frog to delete cards. Um, we've got 3 things we can feed with. The problem is I don't know if that's enough to unlock the frog. And then I don't know if the frog hangs around either. Oof. If you eat or if you feed, +2 healing. Okay. Well, I don't really... But is that permanent? It must be permanent. Because all the other conditionals are permanent, right? So let's feed the tadpole and see what happens. This is going to draw us a card anyway. Oh, now it's a frog. I demand more. Okay, well, what... Like, can I... Does feeding a card to that guy delete it then? And yeah, that did go up. So now I'm doubly confused. What good this does. Because, yeah, I feel like feeding him a card is going to delete that card from our... I was hoping we could, like, click on it, basically, and use that to delete combat cards. Because we hardly have any card. Like, our camp deck is very small right now. And while, you know, late in the game when the flashlight's battery is dead, I might want to get rid of the flashlight. I don't even know if the card draw... remains after that, but okay, let's cook then in the pot. Make soup. Oh my goodness, how much stuff do we have? We can... Okay, so do we want spicy soup? Deal 3 damage to all if fatal, make a toasty, and it's persistent. See what it does? It seems like it shouldn't, right? But then how many times do you feed the darn thing before something happens? And do I want to risk losing all of my feeding cards, right? Oh, growing soup, +3 damage on all cards. Or unholy soup. Take 5 damage, draw 2 cards, gain energy. I want the growing soup. I think that's pretty strong. So let's use you and you. And then we can take the growing soup. Because that'll let us buff damage more than a little bit. Even though it's only got 3 uses, they're all limited uses. The unholy soup... Like, I can see why card draw and gaining energy would be good. And 5 damage isn't crazy, but it's enough. And this is just... to scale the damage on our cards. We'll take that. Okay, so we don't actually need to heal for 7 right now. Okay, let me see here. These are the only 3 cards we've got for draw. So when we get it, we'll be able to use this to get more cards. So I might just end the turn here. Because I don't want to lose this card, especially after we've already buffed it. But what other food cards do we have to risk here, right? Nothing. Because the other one we had was a consumable, so... I guess we'll... Alright. For science, I'm going to feed the frog, and then we're going to check my deck again and see what happened. And maybe I'll hate my life, but... Pathetic. More! He did get bigger, though, by the looks of it, right? Alright, check the deck. Yeah, so the leftovers is still there. It's exhausted, but it didn't disappear. So we know for a fact now that that doesn't technically get rid of the thing. I'm still going to, like, spend the night here. I guess we could feed it one more time. If we're going to spend the night anyway, then the only other thing we would do would be to ignite and not... Yeah, right? But, like, I know one of the things you can get on these pedestals is a frog to delete combat cards. I'm willing to take the damage to try and feed him now that we know that the card doesn't actually get destroyed by this guy. Yeah, seems hungry. There we go. We got him. All right, now we can get rid of a card. Lick the toad and forget. 6 attack. Where's the 4? There's that. I think we want to get rid of one of the stabs. Feed it 10 times, it'll do something epic. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, where's the benefit come from? And this is the benefit, that we can get rid of one of these cards. And I think the 4 damage stab is the right play, right? Because these are basically useless now. Goodbye. And then we will rest and see what we can do tomorrow. We can't you make use of that again. 15 damage. So if we get rid of that and we light the fire again, we still haven't dug anything here, have we? Okay, if we ignite the fire and if we get rid of these mushrooms, then we will have... then we'll go back to only taking 5 damage. So before we do anything else, let's use the backpack. Let's get everything out in our hand. Oh, that's the only card we have left. Well, it didn't waste us anything. So we've got 3 energy, so we can dig, we can get rid of the mushrooms, and we can ignite the fire, and then we'll still only take 5 damage. Which sounds good to me. You sell them specifically for toad cards. Yeah, exactly, right. And when I've had like the gloom or whatever, like at least with those cards, or especially when you can add like the seasoning effects or the if fatal effects to those stab cards, and then buff their damage, they're not actually terrible, but it takes more work to get them upgraded. So if you can just get rid of them early on, because that's the problem. Like if I have any of the other camp items that allow you to buff your cards, when you go to use them, it pulls up 3 random cards from your hand, right? And if one of those 4 damage stabs is what shows up, like basically that's not like that's your last resort. So you want to use any of the other cards instead, and it limits your choices too. So getting rid of them when they're still super low damage. Like I've had a frog come up and been able to use or something when I was able to forget a card. And I ended up forgetting a 6 damage stab that had if fatal on it, because the other 2 cards were no good, and that one was the least desirable of them, and being able to draw your good cards more often is always better in a game like this. Alright, so let's use the tool on the mushrooms. So we get a food card. That's great. So we can actually heal 3, and that will give us a buff to our health. I'm all for that. There we go. So now we ignite the fire, and then we dig. Yeah, unless you've taken one of the yellow card effects. I keep forgetting what those are called. What are they called? Foresights. Unless you take the foresight that, because there's a foresight that means you always have to take the card that you're offered. It's kind of a risk-reward kind of thing, too. I mean, I could bash with the shovel and I could just leave, but let's see what good stuff we got in here. We got another distant shadow. That's nice. Assassinate. 12 damage and draw 2 cards. Well, that's not terrible. Because it lingers, we could buff the damage. Foresight. Yeah, there we go. I already have a flambe, so I think we don't want that. Do I want to have another distant shadow? We're still fairly early. We can evolve it fairly quickly. But I feel like having a higher damage assassinate that will linger in our hand is pretty good. Especially because we might end up in that situation where we draw a bunch of healing items and then don't have much damage. So having the linger card is pretty strong. And plus, if it lingers there, we can hang on to it until we can use the growth cards on it to buff its damage. So I think Assassinate is the way to go. And then yeah, we have to rest now because there's nothing else we can do, right? I mean, we could bash and leave. That deals 5 damage as well. But I feel like if we rest, we're still taking 5 damage, but then there's at least a chance that we'll be able to do something else, even if it's just, you know, smash some mushrooms so we get a few more health back. Right, so same setup, basically. Let's ignite the mushrooms. We get the food. +2 max HP. And if you eat... So does our health go up 2 or 4? I think I've done this before and I can't remember what happened. But we're going to find out now. So we're at 58. So either we go to 60 or 62, depending on whether this counts as eating. It's a snack, so it sounds like it's a food item. Yep, 64. So that does scale, which is pretty good. There is nothing else actually to interact with here now. So we either break, or well, either way we break the padlock and go on. But that's all right. We got 4 more max health out of the deal by hanging around a little longer. That's pretty good. So let's smash that. And go on to the next space here. I am going to get up and stretch for a second and grab a little snack to munch on. But I will only be a minute or so here. All right, I suppose, if I'm going to be a minute or so here, I can be a good streamer and and play a 1-minute ad break. All right, give me a second, guys. I will be right back. Is this going to work? Be right back? Yeah. All right. Haha. Totally forgot to mute the stream. Good streamer, hey? Oh, the air quotes that are totally visible with the camera off. There we go. At least that still works. Yes, good streamer. Yes. Because that's such a problem I have, Graphic. Yes, okay. I'm gonna mute just so you don't hear the plastic crinkle. Look on the bright side. You didn't have to listen to a 3-minute poop song. But yes, as soon as I was on my way back down the stairs, I realized that I had not turned the microphone off. But yes, I stretched and... Is that better? That work for you? How about this? I don't know if that comes through the noise gate or not, but do you feel better now? I have very talented people in my community, Graphic, who make terribly inappropriate clips of the channel, and manage to clip my face to make emotes that I never actually upload to Twitch. So it's not the community that's lacking here; it's the streamer. But you knew that already. All right, here comes the fight. Right, so now the only thing I can play this on, if I play it now, is the stab. Odd that it was, unless it was muted for some other reason. Alright, well... If I can, I want to get rid of this guy first, but I can't kill him in one turn. I actually don't want to use this on the stab. Mind you, this is already a +6, or a 6 damage stab instead of 4. So it has already been upgraded at some point. Well, let's play it on this guy under the theory that he's going to do damage next turn. And then... Oh, you know what? There is a way you can set up the streams so that you have the microphone audio and the game audio in one channel, but you can have, like, the music on in the background. Oh, I'm still on the Be Right Back screen from on the vertical layout here because I didn't swap there. There we go. But yeah, so I think what happens is, because streamers do that because if they play copyrighted music, the copyrighted music comes through the stream to be listened to by the audience, but the music does not appear in, or is not audible in the VOD. So then you can't get dinged after the fact for a copyright strike. So I think that's probably what it is. Like, I know a variety of people have it set up like that, and I know there's a way to do it. I just listen to, like, the ambient music and the game music for most games when I play them anyway, so it's not an issue. But because I've gone back and listened to VODs from other streamers too, and, like, VODs that I know I was there for. In fact, one in particular, there was a song that was playing on just in the background on their stream, and I think it was a Persona song, and I was saying, and I actually said something in chat about the song. You know, like, this is like, I love this song or something like that. And the streamer acknowledged me in the VOD, but there was no music playing throughout the whole thing. Dual PCs, yeah. Yeah, he probably doesn't have difficulty with his scenes transitioning unintentionally. He's too smart for that, but not this guy. We have 17 more cards. So what are the odds? I'm torn about using this. I mean, technically, I guess if we stab even without it, we kill this guy because of the weakness. Don't bet on it. I'm not sure about using the soup right now either. I guess we're going to take 14 damage. Oh, yeah. Yeah, like that stuff's not simple to set up, but once you've got it going... Very professional. Well, I've known him for a long time that you don't come here for the quality streamer. Exactly, right? He's earning his income from it. I'm slacking off and not painting when I could be. But I'm also preserving my sanity, which is hard to put a price tag on. And to be fair, some days I have a tenuous grip of it anyway. Okay, I'm going to gamble, and I'm going to not use the fertile growth yet. Because that's still enough to kill that guy, get the parasite back. I'm going to throw it on this guy now. I don't know that it matters, but... and then Endless Soup, I think. Growing... Oh, see, now, yeah, that would have been the thing to have. Well... Oh. Never mind, it's not the Holy Soup. But yes, anytime a streamer derives their primary source of income from their streaming, they can easily justify either A, spending the time to figure stuff out like that for themselves, or B, pay someone to do it for them, to save them the time. Yes, I've heard that too. The whole being unhinged argument for preserving your sanity, but I guess we're just going to take a bunch of damage now. Aha, Vicarious Mace. Oh, we can actually execute this guy right now. I appreciate the fact that you can actually counteract the rage once it's cast by doing damage. I should have put the parasite thing on this. 4 damage. Nothing here is going to boost our things. Whoops. We can't execute anything right now. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying this has enough damage to actually execute this guy. But you're right, getting rid of the one that's going to deal damage to me is probably the better play. I was just debating if I wanted to use this now, or try to, hang on to it so I can boost its damage with another combo later on. But yeah, I'm sure that's the more efficient use. Well, I guess then technically we play this. It does 8 damage, and then we can execute for the toasty, right? And we get the parasite back, and we can put the parasite on this guy. And then we can eat and do damage. Oh, I can't look at the map in combat. Again, I get why you can't look at the map in combat. because you're fighting for your life. You don't have time to glance at the map. But I would like to be able to look ahead and see when is the next... Yeah, I suppose. I don't know why I got into the habit of hanging on to those flash charges. Because I think in my first playthrough, I used them all, and then it was a dead card, and I didn't realize there was a way to get rid of cards. Oh, here we go. Minor growth on the parasite. Ooh. Do we want to put the other minor growth on the flambe? Or on the other assassinate? That's a tough one. See, if we still had the other one, if we still had the hammer in our hand, I would have been able to buff its damage by 4 more. Which is what I was debating. I think we should make the flambe for the gourmet toasties. Speaking of gourmet toasty, which if I use it now would allow me to actually kill this boss. Yeah, it's like lay on hands on your paladin. If you never use it, there's no point in having it. But if you use it, you know, every time you go to half health, it's kind of a waste because then when you really need it, it's not there. But if you save it until you really need it, and then don't use it anyway, you may as well not even have the ability. Yeah, in the end, we're not going to take any damage this round no matter what happens. Like, even if I don't kill him, we're not going to take any damage right now, which makes me tempted to wait. Because we can execute him with this right now, which will linger in our hand. But I would kind of like to have a couple more. Oh, this is the +8 gourmet toasty, right. Yeah, and I don't know if these guys summon more reinforcements or not. But yeah, we're not going to take damage right now this turn anyway. And I can kill it no matter what with my assassinate next turn, so it does make sense to wait. I mean, I have the healing room to benefit from this, but there, as you point out, there isn't really that much of a rush. I mean, I guess I could roast him just to bring his health down lower, but... They do? Okay. It's going to deal 11 damage to them, and he's only going to have 7 left. Which means if we cast any healing on ourselves, we're going to kill him no matter what. So let's just go. There we go. If you eat, +1 damage, right? 11 damage, yuck. Yep, I can see the benefit to that too. No point in using this. I mean, if we deal 3 damage, that should neutralize his, his attack there. Yeah, so now he's asleep again. If I don't use the hot sauce now, the hot sauce goes... Yeah, I have forgotten it before, but I do remember. There's no point in using the holy soup now just to get +1 damage on the scavenger. What are the odds that hot sauce is going to come back around if we... Well... It's 1 spicy toasty. It's not all that valuable. Plus it'll deal 4 damage. Let's just see. There we go. +3 damage on all cards. I wonder if this will buff the damage that Fertile Growth applies. Oh man. Yeah. Growing Soup is, even if it only buffs Fruiting Limb and Assassinate, it's still a good play right now. But if it buffs the +4 damage in Fertile Growth, that's crazy. Well, it's also going to buff the damage for Spicy Toasty. I mean, that, at least it should. I guess let's find out. It did not buff the damage on Fertile Growth. Yeah, I'm not shocked, but still, it's worth knowing. Yeah, that would get pretty overpowered pretty quickly. That's one of the reasons that those soups only have like a relatively small number of charges. But I think we're better off buffing Fruiting Limb here. And then we'll play Fruiting Limb to get the HP max, because drawing cards isn't really going to help us here. Yeah, and it's going to run away after we end our turn. It says it's going to run away after we rest, but we're not resting, we're ending our turn. Which is clearly different, but obviously I know what the game means. So we need to kill it before the end of this turn, or we'll lose our opportunity. Alright. Fruiting Limb, 21 damage. I mean, we could sneeze on this guy, and he would die now, but let's get ourselves +4. The Practice Dummy, that's the one I've never used before. The Toad Not Taken. Coffee Station? Drink some coffee, you addict. Oh man, what does that do? It's only one... We have to fix it. It's only one energy. Have you ever seen the coffee thing before, Graphic? Oh, does this only let you destroy camp cards? That's what I would assume, because you'll draw it in your camp hand. But it's technically a food, so... Oh, you consume it for the effect. Yeah, I've never used the Practice Dummy either, but I think I'd like, partly because it's a 2 energy card, but also because we're moderately into this run, I would like to save exploring the Practice Dummy until another playthrough. So let's check out the coffee station and see what it does. Oh, this is our full healing fountain, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Speaking of the map, Growing Confidence or Unstoppable. I can't remember what each of them does. It would also be nice if you could keep a... Practice Dummy is very strong, at least it was in the past. Yeah, and I've never used it, so I don't really know what it does. It would be nice if you could see like all of the cards that you've discovered so far, because I can't remember which of these does what. Growing Confidence. The Growing Confidence is the one where you have to take the card, right? If you reveal a card, you have to take it. There's no option for no thanks. So let's go to the right this time and take Unstoppable. And I don't remember what that one is either. That means we want to unlock... Yeah. We want to unlock the right-hand door first, but... You can cook this or smash it. Oh, this will turn into a hazard next turn. We got the coffee station, so let's find out what that does. Cup of coffee. Excuse me. We can feed with it. Or we can draw a card and gain 1 energy. That's not shabby. Especially if that's going to linger like these other things do, and we can use it again in the future by repairing it. That's not terrible. I mean, it's simple, but you can use it to make more food if you want. Or you can, yeah, draw a card and gain some energy. So, like, I don't have the shovel right now. Oh, if you eat, see, this counts as food. So if we use this, then it's going to buff our leftovers too. Thank you very much, Agathic. I still feel a little stuffed up, but we'll get there. Oh, so I wonder if we reveal this, if it becomes a hazard right away. I think that's how it works. But again, I don't really want to play with that. But I feel like we may as well use the coffee right now. If I'm lucky, we can pull the shovel. Oh yeah, the card. The bird often has a decent card too. So we might. Yeah, let's use the cup of coffee. We'll buff the leftovers. We get the backpack, even better. Now we got everything we could want. Okay, we got 3 energy left, so we can ignite the fire to minimize the amount of damage we take. Then we can use the shovel to dig, and we can use the tool to break the lock for the bird here. The only question I have is, do we need to feed the bird? I can't remember if we need to feed the bird after to get the card. I'm pretty sure you could have. Yeah, you could use it as a food item to feed. I wanted the card draw because I wanted to try and get more stuff. The coffee doesn't give you health. The coffee gives you energy and draws a card. But the... Oh yeah, we don't need the health regen from the food, but I wanted to trigger the +2 healing if you eat. I guess technically if you feed, you get that bonus anyway. That's true. That is a valid point. That's just how the tooltip works, man. Looks flammable. Like the doll looks flammable. I mean, okay. The stack of dry kindling looks flammable. This pot looks flammable. I can't remember what's in the pot either. I think it triggers one of those... like that swirly pattern is a thing that you can uncover too. The cauldron eats you. Yeah, no kidding. Okay. I'm pretty sure if you break this, it gives you an item that you can use to reveal or ignite, maybe? Or maybe it's just reveal. It's a 0 mana card, but I think I'm going to ignore the pot. I want to get access to the bird right now. So I'm going to start with the tool, because I might want to dig here depending on what happens later. But let's use the tool. Oh, see, we get the card. Reveal or feed. Okay, I don't think that's the card I got last time, but we'll take that, because then we can feed the cauldron, right? And it'll buff the healing on the leftovers. Oh, we can reveal or feed with the canary. So we could reveal whatever this is, but... yeah, because we can use the lighter to light the fire and reduce the damage we take. Then we can use the shovel to dig, which I think is what I want to do, but we can use the canary here to feed before anything else and buff the other ability as well. Alright, now what do we got? Hearty soup, plus 3 max HP, 3 uses. Awesome soup. Heal 6, draw 1 damage card, and gain 1 energy. That's pretty awesome as well. And foul breath. If you eat, deal 3 damage to random enemy. Oh, man. And we've got a... We don't actually have all that many things to consume here, do we? Thankfully, we got 91 charges left on the Endless Soup, so we can use that. Oh, and this is our plus 6 damage toasty, isn't it? Spicy toasty, yeah. So maybe we'll be using all Endless Soups. But do we want the max HP? Or do we want... The Awesome Soup seems better than the Hearty Soup, if only because there's more charges. Max HP is good, but drawing a damage card and gaining energy is super strong. This is tempting, but 3 damage is not very strong. I know we've got cards that can buff that over time. At least I think they would buff it over time, but we've also seen where these unplayable cards don't actually benefit from some of those spell effects. So I think we just want 2 to get the Awesome Soup. Yeah. I feel like... Oh, I can only use it once. Oh, okay. Oh, shoot. I'm going to lose my plus 8. Or else I could use a charge off one of these. That doesn't seem like a good deal. Alright. 6 damage to all, though. That's... I'm gonna toss the Gourmet Toasty. Okay. There we go. And we'll take the Awesome Soup. That's pretty good. Okay, so we got 2 energy left. We can ignite the fire, and we can dig, or we can smash the jar. I think we're gonna dig. 8 damage and heal 3. Deal 6 damage to all and add vulnerable. So this would actually do 9 damage with the vulnerable on the one we attack. Deal 3 damage twice. If you eat, heal for 4. Like, the base cutlery only deals 1 damage. This is slightly better. I think the base scythe only deals 3 or 4 normally. And bite normally only deals 5. I like the fact that our buff soups can buff both aspects of bite here. Scythe for 2 mana doesn't feel that great. Mind you, being able to add 1 vulnerable and then smash for one of our higher damage cards sounds pretty good. Cutlery still feels... I deal 3 damage twice, so it benefits double from... It's like the poker that does damage 3 times. You get more damage the more you buff the card, but... What do we have for other cards that deal damage to everything? Do we have any other cards? We have one... No, Flambe doesn't deal AoE damage. So the only things we have right now that can make AoE damage is the Spicy Toasties. So maybe Scythe is a good option to have. I just wish it had the retain thing or whatever it's called. Oh well. Yeah, we'll take 5 damage and just see what else comes along. I mean, we've got some mushrooms we can break for some food, which will buff our healing thing even more. That's other than revealing this. It's about all we can do. We also need to break if we're going out, if we're leaving now, which I think we should, at 25 damage. But we can use the shovel and the tool on these guys, and then the possibility crystal to get out the door. Yeah. Oh, I should have done the other side. Well, I guess we can't do the cauldron a second time, can we? There we go. Oh, and it triggered our armor scraps too. I forgot about that. So yeah, let's get another one of those. And we may as well play it again to buff this and also buff our max HP. There we go. Very nice. And yeah, let's just move on. Well, whenever this is can be revealed, it might be something we can use. But I don't really want to take 10 damage over it, so. Alright, there we go. Alright. A little bit more ASMR for graphic here. Don't want to eat them all, although it's tempting with these things. Alright, what are we fighting? These guys. Endless Soup, heal 9. Plus 3 damage on all cards. Well, I think we better play. Again, it's a shame that the growing soup won't buff the damage on this guy here. But, well, we could try it again and see. Because we only have 3 energy. I mean, if we use this to draw a card, but that seems kind of wasteful. we gotta keep our core viewer right now happy. Graphic, come on. All right, let's try the growing soup. Oh, this does draw a card, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I was forgetting it. It forced the card draw. Yep, there you go. That'll make 10 damage if we use that there. So this will be 22, and this will be 10. Yep, that's a good play. So yeah, we can kill one of these if we want the toasty. There's no point in drawing the 2 cards, so we may as well let this linger for now, right? Although it would draw 2 cards, but we're also going to take 16 damage. Alrighty. Yay, we got a toasty that we're not going to use right now. Alright, end turn. Ow. Yeah, this is nasty when they shield and damage. Not fair, man. So this will do 6 damage to everything, which will prevent him from attacking. If we put the parasite on, then that would deal 10 damage, and this would deal 7 more. That would be enough to kill it, and then we'd get the parasite back. Or again, well, see, we can do that, and then we still have enough left to use the assassinate, to take out this guy, and then we take no damage that round. Yeah. Yeah, you just got to know where you want it to land and whether or not you want it to come back into your hand this turn, right? Yeah, it is easy to forget. There we go. Now, this will be enough to kill it and get us the toasty. And the parasite back, which we won't play yet, or which we will play before we use the toasty here. Right, then we can use the toasty. And then we can kill him with this. And get the parasite back. And I suppose we put parasite on here. Could have put it there, but try to kill the lower health thing first. That's going to be more likely to be easier. So yeah, we will have used the parasite on 3 different enemies in this one round, because we were able to kill both of these guys because of it. Ah. Okay, I think we use minor growth on the scythe, right? To buff its damage a little bit. We got awesome soup. Draw 1 damage card, gain 1 energy, heals for 6. Okay. That's true, yeah. Because casting a parasite on an enemy would trigger the first parasite. Now, is Holy Soup going to buff the Awesome Soup? I feel like no. So I'm not going to waste it on there. Yes, that deals 8 plus 1 vulnerable, so that's 4. That's 12 total. Draw 1 damage card. I think we're going to use the Awesome Soup right now. Just to get another damage card to see what we can... Because at the moment, the Scythe is not enough to kill this guy. But with the damage from Awesome Soup on top of it, it will be. Even if that's all we can. Because this won't kill it. I mean, this would. This would kill... No problem, but... Aha! If you eat plus 1 damage. I don't have any food. Well, I guess we have the Holy Soup. Alright, we're going to play the Scythe. Oh, we got an energy back, too, so we can actually play this. This is going to kill that thing anyway, though. Oh, it adds vulnerable to all the enemies. I didn't realize that. Well, we can't assassinate. Scavenger Blade, though, will take it pretty low. Oh! See? I wasn't expecting it to die there. I really don't want to lose max HP. That's a terrible trade-off. I mean, the barf pick could be useful. But it also deals damage to you. Starting it with regret. Why can't I look and see what regret looks like? Oh, the 50% dam... Right, because I was not expecting... I was expecting the Scythe to put vulnerable on the one I attacked, not on all of them. Now I follow. Yeah. I mean, I saw it go on there. I didn't do the mental math then. It's fine. It saves me taking the extra damage. Sorry. Text message here quickly. Sorry, guys. That's why you love Scythe so much. Adds vulnerability before the damage, so if you can use it first. Yeah. Definitely very strong. Sorry, give me a second here. I'm just sorting some stuff out with one of the workers with my son. Sorry, I'm talking into the microphone as if it's on, but... There we go. See, I had it muted again. I'm going to take the muscle mallet just because I want to be able to fix... Being able to break to get out of through the locks and being able to fix the coffee machine will also be very useful. Yeah. And Band-Aids and painkillers are useful because you can heal with them, and that'll buff our other thing, but muscle spasm with... anytime you break or fix +2 HP with the other items we got, that's going to happen at least once or twice. Okay, what are we doing here? Okay, I'm going to have to run upstairs for a minute and maybe take care of something here. So, just got to grab something for them, I think. But, yeah, just give me a couple minutes here, Graphic, and I will be right back. Uh, okay, there we go. Well, that took longer than I thought it would. Our son, who lives in the group home, was going over to the swimming pool. But we've been meaning to buy him a pool pass so he can, use the pool as much as he wants because he loves the water. So there's no point in him paying $10 today if we're going to buy him a pool pass tomorrow. So I had to run over to the pool to buy his pool pass today so we save him the money for tonight. So then I had to get the money. Then I had to go over and meet them. I'm alive. I feel like this run is not going as strongly as some. Okay, gift from below. When you add a permanent card to your deck, you must always take a card. But every time we gain a card, we gain 2 max HP. It's a real life puzzle game, yeah. Yep, he's already been to the pool at least once, if not twice already, and it's $10. It's $10 an entry, or $125 for a season pass. So he's going to go like 4 or 5 times a week over the summer with the pool pass. So he's already spent $10 more than he needed to by going last week, because he went on, what's today? Today's Friday. He went on Wednesday or Thursday. So, yeah, I don't remember this being the same card as I got before, but when you add a permanent card to your deck, gain 2 maximum HP. But this is where we always have to take a card now. Which I guess there's not much choice, but I felt like the other one gave us that too. Yeah, this is Unstoppable, and this is Growing Confidence. Well, why did we go over here and got Growing Confidence? Because I went on this side. Yeah, they close the pool after the first week of school starts because all the lifeguards and everything are high school students. So that'll go till like the first week or the first long weekend in September. Then the pool will close. So it's only another like 6 weeks. But if he goes 4 times a week over 6 weeks, right? That's 24 times. So he's basically getting half price entry at that point. And he may go like 5 or even 6 nights a week. Like they usually goes after supper. So like it's 5 p.m. now and the pool closes to the public at 7. So he'll get in like an hour and a half in the pool every day. Or most days that he goes. So I guess we got our foresight. Okay, so now we want a muscle spasm first, so that if we break or fix second... Hey, where's the coffee maker? Or is it covered? Oh, it's covered by this. So if we use the muscle maul to break that, and then we use the tool to fix the coffee maker... Yeah, that's absolutely worth it for him. The pass was only $100 last year, which is like 10 visits. And he probably went like 30 times last summer. And I think there's a group of them planning to go tomorrow too, right? So yes, after this we have one more combat, and then we have the full heal hot springs. So we don't need to worry super much about taking damage at the moment. A little bit, because we got to get through the combat in one piece. But I think, yeah, muscle maul to break that, and then the muscle spasm. We'll fix the coffee maker to get another 2, and then we could break the lock to get another 2. We don't have the thing to ignite for the damage thing there, but that's okay. We got a snack. Oh, so we can heal 3 if we want. Which will actually, at this point, we haven't used this in a long time, but heal 17, that's also crazy. Oh, I forgot to change the, yeah. I went to this one so that I could force the vertical format to switch over. Yeah, see, I did it again. There we go. There we go. I think I just hit the buttons too fast before. Now there's no camera because, of course, it's not. There we go. All right. Thank you for that, Graphic. Pro streamer here. Oh. Okay, so what did I say? I said we could repair the coffee maker. There we go. So now we got a cup of coffee, which we can draw a card and gain some energy if we want. Or we could feed the pot to make soup. But we could use this to feed the pot or make soup as well. So getting the card draw makes more sense. Since we're going to draw a card, let's do that first. Just before we use the shovel. Oh, right, and it triggers armor scraps. Oh, man. Yeah, this will trigger armor scraps again. If we feed to the kettle. We don't really have very many food things, though.
No, cheese. I want a hot dog. I want a milkshake. I want potato chips. You'll get nothing and like it.
How about a foraged snack? That's the best I can do, Doyle. Foraged snacks. Or, I suppose, leftovers. Best I can do for food. Hope you're well, Doyle. I hope the warrior is progressing apace. You got all your macros sorted out. Yeah, I guess I can check and see what I have for food in here, right? We really don't have much. We have the awesome soup and the growing soup and the endless soup and the holy soup. That's all we have. That's true. We could use the crystal to light the fire, and then we would take less damage. Yeah. But yeah, we don't have enough food to make it worth using the pot thing there. So yeah, we can use the crystal to light the fire, and we can use the shovel to either break this for the bird or to dig. I was trying to find a way to use the food because then we trigger the armor scraps again. I guess we could still do that and then opt out, right? I mean, this is a zero cost anyway, right? So it doesn't consume anything. We could also break this instead of breaking the bird, because I can't remember what is in the pot here. The bird gave us a card, but I don't remember what the card was before. Heat's been driving you nuts? Yeah, I was outside for 5 minutes just now, just before you got in, and holy smokes, is it hot out there? What does it say we're at right now? Oh, I can't force can I force the thing over? Yeah, what does it say in the weather thing here? Where is the weather thing right here? There's no weather thing right here. Usually it shows me the temperature. Of course, whatever. It's like 27 or 28 degrees today. It's supposed to get up to 30 some tomorrow. So yeah, double yikes. Thank goodness for the air conditioning in here. Best $8,000 I've ever spent, even though it was easily twice what I wanted to pay. Having it out there, it would be 30 degrees in the living room here with more with the computer on. We've actually had relatively high humidity here lately because we've had so much rain. Like, in the past 4 weeks, we've had more than 20 inches of rain in the past 4 weeks. Maybe more than 24 inches of rain. Like, absolutely ridiculous. Like, half of Manitoba, like the next province over, half of Manitoba is flooded. And the rivers there aren't expected to peak for another like 2 or 3 days. So it's probably not as humid as it is for you guys, but the humidity's high. Our dehumidifier runs 24 hours a day down in the basement to keep the humidity to lower. So eat the foraged food thingy. That's true. Yeah, instead of feed it to the cauldron. Very, very good point, Graphic. We're not low enough. We're not that low on health, but yeah. It still gives us the bonus and triggers the leftovers. Montana is under extreme heat warning. I mean, it's not right next door, but yeah, we're supposed to hit 33 degrees. Just the air temperature, no humidity, no anything like that. What's 33 degrees Celsius? It's got to be 105. I'm not complaining about the rain at the moment. I'm just saying that's added to all the humidity in the area. But yeah, what's that going to be? What's 33 Fahrenheit or 33 Celsius in Fahrenheit? It's got to be easy to look up, right? $91.4. So it's not that hot. There you go. See, you're faster than I am with Google. Like, it's not insane for the States, but it's darn hot around here. Nobody is used to that. And probably 40% of the homes in town don't have air conditioning. First heat wave 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Yeah, it's the same ballpark here, right? Okay, I'm gonna shovel the bird. Feed or reveal. That's what we got. Feed or the canary is a feed or reveal. That's it. Don't know if we can even actually use that. I mean, we can. Well, we can use it on the pot, right? It's a good thing I ate the other snack first then. As much as you dislike temperatures around and above 30, it's fine as long as it doesn't go on too long. Yeah, if it cools off at night, and that's part of the problem we have in our room. Like, the air conditioning is basically right behind me here. But our bedroom is upstairs from that, and so the air conditioning does a lot less to cool down up there than I would have thought. So yeah, we've taken to opening our bedroom window at night, even with the air conditioning running down here. But it's like it's gonna get down to like 22 degrees tonight, and then before it rockets up to 33 tomorrow. So even that's not gonna help so much. Okay. Let's use that. I mean, technically we can just take the watery soup. Fiery soup deals 7 damage and make it toasty. Plus 3 damage. We've already seen that. That's pretty strong, but like I said, we don't have a lot of healing items here, so I'm just going to take this. At least it's 0 cost. Deal 7 damage to all if fatal, make it toasty. Doesn't heal us at all, but for the cost of the 1 toasty, we can deal a whole bunch of damage. Yeah, I'll make the fiery soup. There we go. Okay, and all right. This is temporary, so it leaves our hand if we don't do it now. So I have to decide if I want... Like, if we smash that, then we'll only take 8 damage. But if I ignite, then we'll only take 5, but we won't get the +2 HP for the muscle spasm for breaking again. So I'm going to break. And hope this doesn't count, because we're going to see if this... And this is part of the reason we took this card. And part of what we're trying to figure out is if we can choose which of these we... So we need to fix or break. So if we ignite, this card doesn't trigger. If we break, it does. Bash on the urn. Well, that would definitely break. But it would save us 2 damage, but take 3. And then we could still ignite the fire. You're right. Oh no! Oh yeah, use the crystal to start to ignite the fire here. Yeah, when you're like we are, getting close to 100, the bash damage isn't that objectionable. So that could work. I'm just like, can I choose which of these takes place? Like, does it automatically lean towards the one that will buff us, or does it lean away from them? So this is where I always get into trouble, right? Around the mid game when things are going all right, and I'm want to be able to maybe push to the final boss, I have to decide: do I want to actually play smart, or do I want to experiment to understand better how the game works? And that's exactly the quandary you've placed in front of me now. Because if we bash, we'll go down to 73 health overall, and then we can ignite, and then we'll only take 3 damage. So we'll go down to 74. Whereas if we use this to bash, then we take 8, and we also go down. So either way, it's a wash in terms of the damage. This, like, using bash, though, would let us also get the fire going to help us next round if we stick around, right? I'm going to use the crystal to see if it will trigger muscle spasm. Exactly, right? And that's the trade-off. I'm going to use the possibility crystal because I would like to know for sure if, like, how that works. And maybe it's not going to answer the question for me completely, but because I just did the math and it's going to result in us taking the same overall damage, I think it's worth the... that's true. We can always eat the leftovers if we want to heal up. That's a very good point. Of course, this may or may not be in our hand after we rest, because it's not like bash that's handy, that's always drawn. So it may not be here after we rest. But I think it's worth finding out if muscle spasms triggered when we use the card that can do both of the possible actions here. So we're at 82 health now. So if we go up to 84, it did. And because we bashed that thing, we got Uneasy Feeling. It's a curse that makes us take 2 damage. This card will be destroyed upon playing. What does the lightning bolt mean? Does it just trigger whenever? It only triggers when we play it. Why would I ever play this card? Like, if I rest now, what happens? Do I take the damage? Anyway, this did trigger off of that, so... I guess, again, it's 2 damage. It's not that serious. Oh, you know what? This is just going to clutter up our hand. If we don't play it for the 2 damage, it's just going to show up and eat a card slot from now on, right? Like, if we go in here to look at the deck, it actually shows that as a card in our deck. It's the same as the curses that they give you in combat. The brain parasite or whatever it's called. It just takes up a spot in your, like, one of your card draws. So I'm just going to play it to get rid of it now so that we're not burdened by it. So much for not gaining 10 damage. But the urn's got to be a crapshoot, because I know I've gotten a positive card out of it before. So I guess our only option now is to rest. Oh, we did get leftovers again. It does draw. Heal 25. Holy cow. That's a crazy good card. So we can actually just, like, if we wanted to, we could just camp out here, tank the 20 damage, and next turn, play the leftovers card so that we don't have to... Right? Like, because I've only got one card left in the draw pile here, so I can use the backpack to draw my one remaining card. So now... interesting thing is if I had two cards that trigger off of different actions, yeah. That's a very good question, and I would like to know the answer to that. Like, if we had... Because this is feed and eat, right? So if you eat or if you feed, +2 healing. But if we had one that was if you break, and then if you had a card that would... If you had a thing that would... So what is this? This is just be revealed. So we can dig, we can reveal, and then we can unlock with the tool, right? Or we could light, I suppose. But again, at this point, if we're getting the leftovers, because we can use it right away, then we can still we can still use this at the start of next turn. So we don't even need to necessarily unlock. Okay, let me dig first and see what we get. Cutlery, 3 damage twice. If you eat, heal 4 more. Absorb 2 and replenish. Oh, that's not bad. So this would be in our hand. So when this comes into our hand, we draw an extra card. And we absorb 2. Or when a card gains damage, draw a card. Fever would actually make it so that when we play one of those growth cards that gives us a card, it would actually give us 2 cards. That's pretty strong. But being able to absorb 2 on all the damage is also pretty great. But they're both passives. But this one, like, I guess they both, it just depends on when they're in your hand. Do we want card draw or do we want damage absorption? That's a tricky call. I don't really want the cutlery. The bonus healing isn't terrible, but well, I don't know. The cutlery, even if we used, like, if we had the cutlery in our hand, even if we used the... Oh, wrong deck. Even if we used, say... Oh, where's our cooked food? But yeah, if we used minor growth, +2 damage and draw a card, that would actually draw a second card for us. But where are the... We should have at least 1 or 2 cards that are... Maybe it doesn't show those cards for whatever reason. Like the soups that we were making in the soup pot aren't in here. It's odd. But like even if we use... Yeah, because it's the same thing with Slay the Spire, right? Because some enemies do, they do 6 attacks that do 2 damage each, and so if you have, again, if you have that absorb, then you're right, it neutralizes more damage with more frequent attacks. My point is that technically you eat the soup, even if you're eating the soup that buffs the damage of all the cards in your hands, you're still eating, and so you would still heal the 4 from the cutlery if you had it in your hand while you were using one of those soup pot soups. I've used this card a few times, and it's pretty strong, but I already have a bit of card draw, so let's try this, which I've never used before, and just see how it goes. And that gives us +2 health because we took a new card. Okay. Well, we can't... If we draw another card, we'll just draw the shovel back. If we use the flashlight here to reveal. I'm just thinking if we use the flashlight to reveal, then we can use the lighter to ignite if we want. Right, yeah. The food is what triggers it, whether or not you eat as a benefit of it, or gain health or anything. Yeah, for sure. All right, let's try this and see. That's a big mushroom. We got the shovel back. Did that give us anything, or did we just break the big mushroom? I think we just broke the big mushroom. Well, that saved us a bit of damage, but... Alright, let's unlock here just so we have it. And then let's rest. Because, yeah, we should be able to still use the leftovers card. Assuming we... Yeah, there it is. 30 native damage. So we can... We can use the shovel to break the mushrooms, which should give us another mushroom thing that we can eat. Yep. So we can heal for 3 and buff our max HP and then buff this. And we may as well use this because there's no point in hanging around in here anymore. There's nothing else. I mean, technically we could ignite those things with the lighter, right? Oh, we can ignite this? Looks flammable. Let's at least see what that does. Gives you a bizarre toasty. Heal 8 +1 damage on all cards? Oh, man. 5 uses, but still. Heals you for 8, and it deals it ups the damage on all cards. That is pretty good. We gotta remember that. We gotta smash the big mushroom and then light it on fire. And I think that's what makes the camp truly interesting to me, is because several of these things have multiple steps to get a good item, right? Like this is a good example, right? You smash the skinny mushrooms and you get the food item that you can eat for a small gain. But you smash the big mushroom and it enables you to then ignite the mushroom, which gives you something even better. Yeah, because a lot of the cards that do bonus to damage, either they exhaust right away. Like this has 5 uses, so if you put it in if you use it, it goes in your discard, and then you shuffle it in again. You actually could use it twice in one combat. Because it doesn't exhaust, it's just got a usage limit. But yeah, just the fact that, because then you have to decide, like, oh, we smashed the mushroom. We know now that if we ignite it, we get this really good item. So is it worth taking 30 damage to get this item? Not really. But then is it worth igniting the things and you know, is it worth hanging around? And I don't even have a choice but to take this because of the foresight effect. But yeah, that's a good one. And honestly, yeah, we may as well use the leftovers now because it exhausts, but it doesn't, like, it's not consumed on use. So we're going to be healed up to full anyway, which also triggers armor scraps. That's amazing. We got 1 energy left and nothing to use it on. Oh well. Now we go to fight, and then we heal up again immediately after the fight. I think probably we could have. I just didn't have a card to do it with. I think you can do it on 1 turn. The problem, of course, is your limited energy supply and whether or not you have the card you need. I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure it's possible to do it in one round if you have the right setup. We just obviously haven't gotten that far yet. Whatever. And yeah, I didn't mouse over it at the time to see because I was expecting something immediately, which I should have known better. But here we are. Heal 6. We don't need to heal 6, so let's not do that yet. We may as well play the hot sauce. We don't have the parasite yet. We can play both of these. We'll hang on to the soup for another turn, I guess. Nuts. We can't execute anything with this. It's 1 damage shy. I'm tempted to use this just for the card draw, so that we can actually kill something and actually make a toasty. It didn't help that the mushroom was hiding behind the campfire, or I think it was the campfire, not the cauldron. But either way, yeah, that was part of the issue. I don't need the healing right now, but if I don't play it now, it'll be a couple of hands at least before I get it back, right? I'm not super concerned about taking lots of damage here. Oh, this draws 2 cards if we play it. If it's fatal, which it will be unless we use it on the big guy. Oh, this guy's got built-in spell weakness. I forgot about that. Regenerates 4 health at the start of a turn. That's funny. Alright, let's execute this thing. And then maybe we'll get something that we can use to help with that. I don't know. Oh, yeah, see there we got the minor growth. We don't need the draw from it, but I would very much like to buff this thing here. Of course, now we can't play anything. We got the other minor growth. Trying to remember when we come to another mole man. I think we'll just use the toasty. That'll counteract the armor from these guys for next turn, if nothing else. There we go. Okay. Yep, that wasn't great, but we got enough health, we can take it. Growing Soup, plus 3 damage. Well, there's no point in using the plus 3 healing. This is the last time we'll get to use this. Buffing the worst card we have. Making it slightly less worse, I suppose. Well, this will allow us to make 2 gourmet toasties. But yeah, we really want to buff the damage on flambe. Mind you, you know what? I'm just going to use stub and flambe. I'm not going to use the growing soup. We've got 1 use left, and I want to use it on, if possible, I want to use it when we have the vicarious mace out. So, any one of these we want to kill to reduce the damage we're going to take. Let's just clear out this side. Well, this actually gives us more energy. Not that I need more energy. Heal 3, damage. Oh, heal 3 and deal 3 damage. It still won't be enough to kill one of those things. So, again, it's probably not worth using. don't know what difference it makes. I don't know which one's going to deal more damage. Oh, we're going to get a horn wart. Yuck. Alright, well, here's 14 more damage for us. Yay. Take 5 damage. Fine. We do have the healing pool up here next, so we got to keep that in mind. Absorb 2. So yeah, so let's make so this guy only does 2 damage to us this next round. Add 1 vulnerable, deal 8 damage to all. So that will kill this one, which is good, because we really don't want inspiration. Of course, I really don't want... Well, whatever, that's kind of neither here nor there. But this guy can't... That's going to deal 8. This is going to actually deal 12. So it will actually kill this guy, too. Okay, well, then let's just... Why not, right? And I guess we'll just stab, because this will stay. We're not going to take 2 damage. We're not going to take any damage this round anyway, but that's okay. Does the absorb... This is something you may know the answer to, Graphic, having played a lot more. Does the absorb... So, like, if this guy had the lightning bolt, that it deals retaliation damage when you attack it. Is that retaliation damage reduced by... by the, like, will this protect us from that reaction damage? I'm guessing it will, but I've been wrong before. Anyway, again, there's not much really I can do. I guess we got 2 of these, but we'll save them for a more opportune time. Fiery Soup. Deals 7 damage to all if fatal make a to... Oh, see, he's going to You think it would. Yeah, I think it would also, but... Heal 9, draw 1 food. I mean, we could certainly use the healing. We've got 90 uses. Even with the Vicarious Mace here, we can't kill him, but... At this point, I don't really want to kill him. What I want is to have some enemies to use the Fiery Soup on. I'm going to use this. The Bizarre Toasty. Plus 1 damage on all cards. There we go. We're going to use this Toasty. We could use the health. It'll buff that, which will also buff this, which may buff this a second time. So we could get as much as 5 extra damage on this card with 1 Bizarre Toasty. I'm pretty sure that's the way it will work, because if you buff Vicarious Mace, it gets the +2. So if you buff this and Vicarious Buff Mace, it might also buff the Fiery Soup, but I wouldn't hold my breath. But let's find out if it goes up to 8 damage for the Fiery Soup. It does buff the Fiery Soup. But it didn't trigger twice on here. We got the 1 from the Bizarre Toasty, we got the 1 from buffing Fruiting Limb, and we got the 1 from buffing Vicarious, or the 2 from buffing Vicarious Mace. That's true, I suppose we could. Yeah, that's true, the Flash. But yes, we did not seem to get the extra... We did not seem to get the extra damage from having buffed the Fiery Soup. Maybe because it's not a weapon. Although it doesn't say when a weapon gains damage. It says when a card gains damage. So we should have gotten 2 more damage on Vicarious Mace, in my opinion. According to the wording. Anyway, I'm not going to use the soup. I guess, like, the Fruiting Limb's going to cycle back through our hand if I don't use it. Or even if I do use it. So I may as well use it. Yeah, for sure. It should say when a weapon gains damage. Or when, because this has a limited number of uses, right? So you could say when a permanent card gains damage. Because the fiery soup is consumable. Same thing if you had a spicy toasty that deals damage. The buff card should buff the damage on it, but the Vicarious Mace wouldn't benefit. Anyway, I'm going to use the Fruiting Limb. We'll deal 22 damage. It'll come back around maybe. But honestly, I feel like I may as well hang on to the Mace, because I think we're going to get more damage buffing opportunities. Deal 3 damage. Ooh, deal 4 damage and exhaust. Right. So we can play this on the Scavenger Blade or on the Toasty, I guess. Oh, okay, hang on. If we play Loving Parasite on this little guy, then we can buff the roast, and then we can kill him with that. And then we'll get another Toasty that we can then eat to buff the damage on Scavenger Blade. There's the play. And when this gets damage buffed, that will also buff this. So Parasite first. Well, I suppose if we'd put it on, well, I was gonna say if we put it on here, we could have maybe killed that guy instead, but we want an excuse to buff the roast. Yeah. Yeah, and then this will trigger again after we eat, and this gains damage. And we get the Loving Parasite back, so 16, that's 20 damage, but if we, once we, oh yeah. So Loving Parasite on this guy. Yep, there we go. Then we use the Toasty, and then this will kill it, and then we'll get the card back, and then we can put the Parasite on. I don't know what's better. Let's put the Parasite on this guy so we can be sure to get rid of him with whatever cards we get, and then end our turn. Yeah, because he's going to deal damage this turn if we don't clear him. He's got 29 health. So yeah, now using the Awesome Soup makes more sense, because we get another card and we get another energy. We can play this on something after. Yeah. Oh, we got Assassinate. Oh, do we want to buff Assassinate? If we buff Assassinate, then we can straight up kill that guy with I mean, we could kill him with Assassinate anyway right now. But that'll buff the damage on Vicarious Mace too. We got 4, yeah, so let's buff Assassinate. Assassinate the little guy. And then we can use the small or the bigger of the 2 roasts on this guy to get a Toasty back. Yeah. There we go. 24 damage, that's enough to kill this guy, and we draw 2 cards, so that's not terrible. Oh, what do you know? +3 healing. Do we have... No, we don't have any. Well, we have this to heal, but that's not really worth worrying about. Okay, let's Parasite this guy. Then he'll take the bonus damage when we roast this guy. Honestly, though, I don't think we need to eat. Just because we're gonna, like, once this guy's dead, we get the healing fountain anyway. So I think we're fine. I think we'll just wait and see what happens and hang on to some food under the theory that we should be coming to a shop at some point. Already worked. Take 5 damage. Womp womp. +3 damage on all cards. Well, that would buff Vicarious Mace, which is what we were shooting for, right? So yeah, again, we can test whether or not... Because this is a permanent card. It doesn't have a limited number of uses. Because we know these buffs when they add damage don't benefit Vicarious Mace when you buff a card with charges. But if you buff a card that's a permanent card, will it change this to heal 3? Like, it's a permanent card until it's consumed, I guess. So it's like it has one use. But I would like to see whether or not that... Because it's going to trigger here. So +3 here will be +2 here and +3 here. So this should be +7 or +9. So it's going to be 49 or 51, depending on whether or not this triggers Vicarious Mace again. Which I don't think it will. But at least it's a 40. It's going to be a 40-something or a 50-something, depending on whether or not it triggers this. And I'm just assuming that this is going to buff this as well. It may not, but I'll bet it does. Yeah, see, this only triggered twice. But this did take the damage, or get the increase to damage, so that's not shabby. It's going to gain more moss. Should I just kill him? I'm going to wait. I'm not even going to play the stab right now. I'm just going to wait and go one more round. Because we get the... Like, he's going to get the increased healing, but that's no big deal. And we might be able to do more buffing. Or not. It's okay. Scythe and Mace will take him. Actually, Scythe and Stab might just take him out, but... Alright. Scythe... Okay, so that's not quite enough, but we'll just... Always going to summon more guys if we wait, though. Alright, let's wait one more turn. He's not going to deal us any damage. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? Oh, he summons really nasty guys. That's what could happen. Oh, yeah. If Fatal, make a Toasty. So +8 damage to all. 22 damage... Oh, and these guys deal... Oh, so we got stay... Now we can test Graphic. Yeah, I probably should have just played the stab. I wasn't really thinking about that. I was thinking about managing more stuff and dragging the combat out. But yeah, I should have played the stab. Just would have been 7 + 6. So he would have been... like 30... He would have been down to like 16 health, but... Yeah, because I haven't played that so much. Like, he only summoned 2 instead of summoning 4 like he did the first time around. But these guys have the... That's what I was going to say. This guy has Thorns, so now we're going to see if the damage from Stay Puff here negates the Thorn damage, which I'm very curious about. So I'm going to start with the Spicy Toasty, just to get a bit more damage on the board, and to test that thing. Yep, blocks it. Good to know. Alright, so we can play the Fruiting Limb to kill the main guy. That'll give us 4 more max HP. Now, I know we can kill at least one of them with Vicarious Mace, but... Oh, right, he gives me stuff. Make 2 fungal bread. 2 fungal bread, +5 max HP, but take 9 damage. There's the Moss Buckler, or whatever it is. It's a guy holding a shield, and when you play the card, it gives you the shield. It costs, I think that is just a passive in your hand after that too. But those are the only 2 cards I know of that have Absorb. Okay, Golden Pollen. Increase the damage of the killing card by 5, right. It's a shame that you only get it once. +10 damage. Ooh, that one is so good. But having the fungal bread here, I guess it's consumed. It gives you 2 of these that have 2 uses each. So you can scale your max health, but the trade-off is taking a bunch of damage. I feel like my damage on my cards has not scaled as quickly as I would like it to. So it's got to be one of these two. They both consume. This one does more, so I think this is the smart play. Plus, it's got card draw to replace it when you use it, so... oh, we get that right now! Oh, holy smokes. I guess we buff Vicarious Mace, or else we hang on to it. I'd rather hang on to it until we had something else to buff with Vicarious Mace in our hands. We can buff the other thing and have Vicarious... But I guess technically, this should put Vicarious Mace to 60 damage. That's pretty hard to... The only other thing I would like it on is something that has AoE damage. Alright, let's put the Parasite on here before I do anything else, so I don't forget. Yeah, that would be really nice. Yeah, because that would do a lot more. Because then the damage would actually be 15 instead of 10. That's a very good call, Graphic. All right, let's Spicy Toasty. Why did that hit us 3 times? Because this... it doesn't matter. We blocked the damage. Nothing we do is going to kill any of these guys this turn. I guess that's not true. If we flashed 150% more, that would take that to 16 to 20 damage, which means it would kill this. But I don't really see the urgency. Yeah, but there's only 25 cards in my deck. It's not like there's that many. I think we'll be able to... I'm seriously considering taking the 7 damage here and not doing anything. Oh, right. Okay, yes. That's right. The Parasite did damage, so then it got attacked again, so it retaliated again. Yep. Yeah, so technically I think if we flashed this guy, we could kill him. But again, I can see the healing fountain right there, and we still have 70 health. Unless they were going to, like, run away. Yeah, I'm sure you're right, Graphic, because I've seen that happen before, and I figured it out on my own before. I just wasn't... I had forgotten that I had put the Parasite on him. And because this has limited uses, and this has limited uses, I'm just gonna... And it'll only deal 5 damage because we've got the... health, right? So, whoo-wee. Heal 9, draw 1 food. Oh, heal 8. Plus 1 damage on all cards. So it'll buff that, and this, and this. So this should get 2, 4, 6, 7 more damage. It should go up to 45 if we play this food. Exactly, right? If we play this, that's going to draw a food, so we can eat more food, which will buff the damage on this. So Bizarre Toasty first. Yep, up to 55 damage. Very nice. Endless Soup. That gets up to 57. Now we can eat this, the Gourmet Toasty. And get... The energy is incidental. I just want to eat to buff this, so it buffs that. Oh, now we can play the Roast to kill that guy. And that will give me another Toasty that I can then consume. Oh. We get the Parasite back too. Not that that really matters. Eat the food. And it doesn't really matter which one we use to kill him with, because he's dead either way. Or we could just not, because he's asleep, and just see what happens. Right? Why not? Let's see what happens. Deal 12 damage and make a Toasty. 3, 5, 6, 7. That won't. I don't think that will deal enough. But I've got the mana, so. Oh well, we take a little bit of damage there, but we heal up right after we're done here. Yeah, that's not going to be quite enough to. But again, he's doing no damage to us, so we may as well just skip, like, end our turn again. Honestly. We'll keep that so we can end the fight at any time. Yeah, but this will do 12 plus the 4 is 16, which is 1 shy of killing it. Yeah, but I don't have to kill him now because he's not doing any damage. And I can kill him with the Vicarious Mace next turn no matter what. So I may as well see if I can spawn another synergy. See, here we go. Flambe. If Fate'll make 2 more toasties. So that was worth waiting around for. Then we get 2 more gourmet toasties. Flambe. Oh, man, okay. Go-to snack. Feed or heal 3, draw a card. Ooh, that's good for 0. And it's handy, so it comes up every turn. And exhaust, but that's fine. Heal A. Okay, we're not taking that because we don't want to lose our max HP. Or Mutant Smash. Yeah, the two energy camp cards I'm not a big fan of in general. Yeah, getting the gourmet toasties was better than getting the regular ones, but I can see your point. Like, we could have done it. If he'd been able to do more damage to me or whatever, it might have been worth killing him faster. But since he wasn't doing any damage, and even if he was with the healing pool coming up, take 5 damage and plus 5 so you break and take damage and gain max HP, but it takes 2. I think the food is better. The feed lets us summon the cooking pot, or we can use it to heal and draw a card, and it should buff the other food item we get. That's a good one. We're going to go get 12 bonus health from walking through the pool. Very nice. And what do we got? We got leftovers. We got the go-to snack. I think we have to feed this guy twice. Now, muscle spasm. It's temporary, but it's not. Oh, so it leaves your hand when the turn ends, right? So we should break that, and then we should break, because these, well, this one doesn't say it's handy, but it does draw like it is. And so let's smash the mushrooms here. So we get this. And I'll think about what I want to do with that. But we can use the tool to fix the coffee maker. And that'll trigger muscle spasm, because if you break or if you fix. And plus we got the coffee. So we can draw a card and gain some energy. Right. Yeah, and that's why I didn't want to lower his health any lower than it already was. Like, that's why I didn't just play the attack and leave him at, like, 6 health. Because I didn't want to have a really great card combo, play 2 of the 3 cards in the great card combo, and have him die before I was able to finish the combo to buff everything. So, yeah, that's the main reason I didn't do that attack when I did. So, yeah, when we eat, so using this will count as eating, so that'll buff our leftovers. Oh, yeah, no worries. I'm sure I can manage a few minutes by myself here, but Yes, we want to... If possible, we want to break or fix one more thing. Which technically we can. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's the battle mole on the right there that we want to do. But we can also feed to access this thing to get rid of a card. We don't need to heal for 3. This lets us draw the card anyway and gives us the energy to do one more thing. So that's a really good choice. And it triggers that. Okay, forage snack and go-to snack. Yeah, let's trigger that. Demand more! Alright, let's do that too. Oh, we gotta do one more. Well, do we have any other food cards in our hand? No. And I think all the food cards we've used are... That's exhausted. That's exhausted. Yeah, we may not actually have enough cards to trigger the frog. I was hoping to do that. I mean, we can trigger the frog with the leftovers, and I don't really need the healing from it. Yeah, technically we can use bash to break, but we got the energy. I would like to be able to delete a card. I mean, we can use the possibility crystal. We can use the possibility crystal to light the fire, or to... The soups have been an interesting, because instead of buffing things in camp, with the soups you end up buffing more things in combat. But it's a little trickier because you've got to get the right cards at the right time, rather than simply getting the right cards. Like if you had the gloom crystal, or if you had the workbench or whatever it is, so you could season things, like those you just have to be able to fix them or whatever. Like the soup pot, you just have to have a food item, and then you can trigger it, and that's great. Whereas with the soups that you make, you need to have the right, or you want to have better cards in your hand to complement what you're already building for soup. Man. Yeah, we're not going to get any more food than we'll get from left, unless we got food from here, but... If we use the shovel to break this, we can use the food for that, and then the leftovers would still be there to heal up at the end of combat before we... or at the end of camp before we leave. And if we're here for the next round, there's a decent chance we get the shovel and can use the dig anyway. So let's break. That's the door we want regardless. So now we got +2 health. And then... do we feed with it? Let's feed with this. There we go. Now we can delete a card. Whether or not it's the card we want to delete is another question, but... 6 damage or 7 damage. Roast for 8. Roast for 3. That's the one I want to get rid of, I think. Because we already got rid of the other stab. So getting rid of roast for 3 is the smart play. Everything else, I think, is pretty useful. I mean, these aren't amazing either, but the chances of us doing 3 damage to make it toasty is pretty slim. The other ones do double the damage or better, so yeah. Alright, so now we're just going to take 10 damage. Big deal. Okay, well. With the backpack, we still only get the one more card, but at least now we've got them all. 25, so we can still cancel out 25 damage with the leftovers, No big deal. Okay, let's... Oh, can we get the fire with... We can get the fire without having to roast those guys. But this is the only... This and the food. But we don't want to use that because we want to heal with it before we need exit the next combat. This is the only thing we can use that we have left to ignite the cooking pot. I don't really want to cook simply because I want to be able to have what little food I have left for the card mole. So let's dig with the shovel. 10 damage and if fatal +2, or fever. When a card gains damage, draw a card. I think I want the Hungry Blade. Which buffs our maximum health. So we now have 100 maximum health. We got 2 energy left. A little foraged snack, sure. We can tank so much damage, it's crazy. Got no mana left, but we can heal up with that after another rest. I don't know that there's that much more we can really do in camp here, but I suppose, you know what, if we can light the fire for the kettle, then at the very least we can get the weak soup in order to... Oh, there's the bats too. Yeah, then we can... Honestly, we could take the 32 damage and not flinch. Because we can heal it all back and then some. Yeah, let's at least take the soup. Because then we can at least get the watery soup. We got more of these than I thought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 9 soups, or 9 foods. What do we got for soup? We got heal 5 and draw a card for weird soup. Growing soup, +3 damage on all cards, and foul breath again. I mean, watery soup is just an easy one to throw into the mole, right? But we'd have to trade one of these toasty or regular spicy toasty or whatever to get the heal and draw card soup. I think we're just going to take the watery soup for buying more stuff. And there's no way we can do anything else except eat or stay, right? Let's do... Well, that's not true. We can break the bats. Whatever good that's worth. Right? This would heal us almost to full after our next... Let's just see what happens. I've never rested this many times in a row before. 45. Holy smokes. Okay. Well, I've just been dragging this out as long as I can. We're going to take 50 damage here if we do nothing. The only thing we can really do is... Well, that's not true. We can get rid of these mushrooms and get another forage snack, which we can then consume to buff leftovers and our base health. I mean, we can ignite the fire. That's all we can do. That doesn't really matter. We're going to eat the leftovers. to get 41 health back. I did get the toad. And I got rid of my my roast that does 3 damage, and if it kills, gives you a toasty, but it's unbuffed, so 3 damage. Executing with 3 damage now is next to impossible. So that was because I could have gotten rid of my stab that had 6 damage on it, or my stab that had 7 damage on it. Neither of those is very good either. I would still like to get those out of my hand too if I can, but the 3 damage make a toasty. Like 3 damage is half or less of the other 2 cards. And trying to finagle things so that a 3 damage card executes this late in the game, not so easy. All right, we're gonna heal up for 41. And we got the bonus effect from it at the same time. That's crazy. Yeah, exactly. It's like stab, right? If they're not buffed for some reason, then they're really not worth very much. The worst part, Graphic, is that I am going to have to end here, I think. Because I'm going to get some potatoes ready for supper, and the missus will be home in about 15 or 20 minutes. And rather to then get into the place where in our next combat. Come on. There we go. All right. Yeah, it is getting late for me. I don't normally go this late even when things are good. Last time I realized I ended the stream without even checking to see if there was anybody to raid. So let's check that really quick. Winky is still playing hardcore Minecraft. The guy just never knows when to quit. We have a whopping 3 viewers to Winky's 64. But of all the people playing, well, I guess we can check and see if anybody's playing in this category. Yeah, I mean, it is a good game. I think there's room for more refinement. I think some of the things you said about having like a combat log or something would be really helpful for learning purposes. But there's something to be said for sitting down and trying to struggle out, like, how can we test this? And this run is not going nearly so well as the previous run I did. But part of that is because I have been making those let's learn decisions rather than let's try to get to the final battle sort of thing. And that has its own sort of satisfaction to it, I think. But yeah, we can check and see if there's anybody else who is playing the same game. How do we do that? Shroom and Gloom. Is there anybody playing Shroom and Gloom? Nobody. I'm the only one playing it, Graphic. There's something wrong with people. This is a good game. Yeah, okay, that's not where I need to look. So I guess it's raid Winky or raid nobody, but yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's not helping our discoverability, but being the only person playing a game isn't necessarily a bad thing. Because if somebody does want to watch more about it, then we're the only game in town. But yeah, let's raid Winky here. It may be a drop in the bucket for his followership and everything, but nice just to share the love sometimes. So thanks again for hanging out, Graphic. It has been a lot of fun. I have to work Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday we'll be dealing with all the surgery stuff. So I might be able to stream again on Friday, the 17th. But as always, no promises. Or if I do stream, it might be a painting stream rather than a gaming stream. But I have a couple days off, the 20th, 21st, 22nd. So there's at least a chance sometime in the next couple of weeks that will be, whether it's, I won't try and save this run until then, because that's like trying to keep this on my computer and not touch it for 3 weeks. or even just like a week until next Friday is kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I should have gotten the raid to Winky going while I was doing all of this. But in any case, here we are, and sorry, I can't quite see what you're. I got to bring up my other window to viewer incentives for the painting stream. Well, when you're doing primer, there's not a lot of paint options. You can donate 5 subs, and you can pick which shade of white we use for the primer. But who knows? We'll see about something along those lines. But again, appreciate so much having you here. Why is my volume control thing not present? There it is. Because I need to mute the browser from the stream before we actually start the raid. But yes. Interesting idea. Who knows? We'll think about something. But yeah. Have a good night, Graphic. See you there.